Hello and welcome back for another amazing month of gaming in 2026. Now, April has honestly been one of the strongest months we've had this year, with Pragmata being another smash hit from Capcom, replaced blowing people away with its stunning 2.5D visuals and intense combat, plus Sorrows, based on other reviews so far, looking to be another solid outing from Studio House Marquee. But May is here, and it has no plans to be outdone, as it is bringing us everything from a long-awaited spy epic to a massive open-world racing game that is now set in Japan, and a Sims rival that people have been waiting years for. So, curious what May has in store for you? Then see for yourself. These are the top 10 games that you don't want to miss out on this May. Alright, let's kick things off with one of the most viral indie games in recent memory, Dead as Disco. A neon-drenched beat-em-up where every single punch, kick, and combo syncs to the music. You play as Charlie Disco, a fallen icon whose ex-bandmates have become larger-than-life idols, and it's time to crash their concerts and take them down. The combat feels incredibly natural, almost like the rhythm finds you rather than the other way around. And the game's My Music feature lets you import your own tracks and turn any song into a full-on brawl. With over 1.2 million players from the demo alone, this game is shaping up to be a smash hit. So get ready to hit the dance floor when Dead as Disco drops into early access on PC on May 5th. Next up, we have one of the most heartfelt experiences of the year in Mixtape, a coming-of-age adventure from the studio behind The Artful Escape. You play as Rockford, one of 3 high school friends embarking on one final rebellious adventure on their last night together before graduating. You'll play through a mixtape of their teenage memories, exploring themes of friendship, nostalgia, and growing up, all wrapped up into a visually stunning 1980s aesthetic. So get ready to press play when Mixtape drops on PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and the Nintendo Switch 2 on May 7th.
But the hitch.
Up next, we have one of the most delightfully unhinged genre mashups I've seen in Pax Autocratica, a dark satirical colony sim and FPS roguelike hybrid that puts you in the iron grip of a supreme leader building a totalitarian regime from the ground up in a sci-fi dystopian world. By day, you're drafting laws, managing resources, and bending your citizens to your will. And when the conflict eventually breaks out, you personally snap into first person and lead your squads through brutal roguelike battlefields ranging from gritty skirmishes all the way to massive large-scale warfare. I must say, it's a genuinely bold experiment that feels unlike anything else out there right now. So, get ready to seize power when Pax Autocratica launches on PC on May 7th. Now, things are about to get terrifying with Directive 8020. The highly anticipated Season 2 premiere of the Dark Pictures anthology takes us to the stars, leaning heavily into sci-fi and body horror. You control the crew of the colony ship Cassiopeia as they crash land on a mysterious planet and find themselves haunted by an alien organism capable of perfectly mimicking its prey. With all new stealth mechanics and a brand new turning point system that lets you rewind key decisions, this is looking like the thing in deep space, but in the best possible way. So get ready to question everyone around you when Directive 8020 launches on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S on May 12th. Alright, it's time to buckle up because one of the most anticipated racing games in years is finally here. Forza Horizon 6 has us leaving Mexico and taking the iconic festival to Japan, and this time it's bigger than ever. With over 550 real-world cars, you will explore the franchise's biggest map yet, featuring a version of Tokyo 5 times larger than any urban area in a Horizon game. Now this time, we don't start as a seasoned champion, but as a tourist, earning our way into the festival from the ground up as you participate in Toge battles, Daikoku car meets, and uncover a Japan that feels truly alive with seasonal changes and stunning cultural detail. So, get ready to hit those mountain passes and neon-lit Tokyo streets when Forza Horizon 6 launches on PC and Xbox Series X and S on May 19th, with a PS5 version most likely coming later on in the year. Up next, our favorite green dino is back for another charming adventure in Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. After crash landing on Yoshi's Island, a talking encyclopedia named Mr. E has forgotten everything on his own pages, and it's up to Yoshi to dive in and discover the creatures living within them. What makes this one so special is how exploration-driven and systemic the gameplay actually feels, as every creature you interact with has unique properties that can unlock new paths, from critters that make flowers bloom to ones that blow bubbles that Yoshi can float inside. So, get ready to explore every page when Yoshi and the Mysterious Book launches exclusively on the Switch 2 on May 21st.
Yoshi and the Mysterious Book.
Now, things are about to get deeply psychological with Zero Parades for Dead Spies, a brand new espionage RPG from the brilliant minds behind Disco Elysium. You play as Herschel Wilk, a tormented spy who, 5 years after a catastrophic mission failure, is now tasked with untangling a massive web of lies in a surrealist three-way struggle for power. The game features a revolutionary conditioning system that lets you construct your spy's identity how you want, plus intense dice roll driven tactical encounters, and the rich choice-heavy narrative that you've come to expect from the studio. So get ready to untangle a web of lies when Zero Parade for Dead Spies drops on PC on May 21st. Next up, The Dark Knight is getting the LEGO treatment in the biggest Batman game in years. LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight follows Bruce Wayne's journey from training with the League of Shadows all the way to becoming Gotham's legendary protector. With an open-world Gotham City to explore, 7 unique characters to play, including Batman, Catwoman, Nightwing, and even Jim Gordon, plus a rogues gallery that of course will include the likes of the Joker, Bane, Poison Ivy, and a lot more. This game is looking to be an absolute love letter to over 80 years of Batman history. So get ready to suit up when LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight launches on PC, PS5, the Xbox Series X and S, and Nintendo Switch 2 on May 22nd. Now, for the live sim fans who've been patiently, and sometimes not so patiently waiting for years, we have Paralives, an indie life simulation game that has been in development since 2019 and has amassed over 1 million Steam wishlists without a single cent of publisher funding, and has been built entirely on community support. In Paralives, you'll build homes with grid-free construction tools, design parafolk from head to toe with an incredibly detailed character creator called the Paramaker, and live out your virtual life in an open-world town full of shops, parks, and events. And perhaps what I found most refreshing, they state that this game will not have any paid DLC ever, and all updates for the game are going to be free. So far, the game's going to be in early access, so it's still growing, but the foundation so far is looking promising. So get ready to build your dream life when Paralives launches into early access on PC on May 25th. And finally, we end the month with one of the most anticipated games of the year, 007 First Light, a visually stunning action-adventure game from IO Interactive that drops players into the origin story of a young James Bond. With the game's fast-paced gunplay, deep stealth mechanics, and massive globe-trotting set pieces that require you to master Bond's signature gadgets and charm, First Light is shaping up to be a phenomenal single-player journey to close out the month. So get ready to earn your 00 status when 007 First Light launches on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S on May 27th. Now, if those games weren't enough for you, we do have a few honorable mentions to round out the month. Starting with Alabaster Dawn, a beautiful top-down action RPG from the makers of Crosscode, dropping on PC on May 7th. And next up, we have Deep Rock Galactic Rogue Core, which is a spin-off of the beloved co-op shooter that blends its iconic deep space mining action with roguelike elements, and is going to be coming to PC on May 20th. Then we have the wildly unexpected return of a 90s icon in Bubsy 4D, which will be bringing its chaotic and bizarre platforming to all current gen platforms on May 22nd. And finally, for real this time, we have Yerba, Buena, a charming art adventure that'll be hitting PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S on May 26th. And with that, we've wrapped up another month of games for 2026. Now, for me personally, I'm definitely excited for LEGO Batman because everything that we've seen so far, the game looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. And I've always been a fan of 007 games, so definitely excited to try out First Light, even though this is going to be with a younger James Bond. But a game that I ended up getting excited for while doing research for this video, surprisingly, is Pax Autocratica. Because I've been looking for a hybrid RTS FPS game like this for years now. The last time I played a game like that was Machine Wired for Wars, which came out back in 1999. So when I came across PAX and I saw that it basically brought that same essence from Machines, plus its wild satirical sense of humor, I knew immediately that I had to play that game. And now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these games are you going to be picking up for yourself this May? And if you want to see what else is released so far this year, be sure to check out one of these videos right here.